We have somebody from Shipper, which is one of the leading shipping provider in Indonesia. Let me introduce you, Agus Daud. Please welcome Agus.
Hi, thank you, Theo Mulyadi. Yep. Good morning, everyone, for attending the this webinar session. I'm very excited to share and the learning that we got. So my name is Agus Daud, as mentioned already. So I'm the VP of Engineering and Product at Shipper. Today I want to talk about more about Shipper, and Shipper is a technology logistic company in Indonesia, and how we are different from the traditional logistic 3PL in Indonesia. We're providing end-to-end service from shipping aggregator, fulfillment service, cross-border, and data analytics. Obviously, as Mulyadi Theo mentioned, e-commerce playing very important roles, especially with the e-commerce growth in Indonesia. And then we need to improve our logistic to, otherwise, we're gonna lose hundreds over billions, right? Because logistic is a very big industry in Indonesia. Cool, so Theo, should I start sharing my screen? Okay, so I hope everyone can see my screen. Okay, so that's kind of why I want to, the reason why we want to drive innovation, logistic Indonesia, and why Shipper was born in the first place, right? So as mentioned previously, Indonesia has a very big population, number 4 largest population in the world, right? It has 270 million people. Indonesia has over 17,000 islands. And we have a lot of logistic company actually, but there's a lot of traditional logistic company, right? That's why, however, our LPI, which is this year, we call it Logistic Performance Index, is very low. We are ranked number 46 in the world, where our neighbor country like Singapore is number 7. And our GDP in logistic cost is very high. It's over 2-digit, right? It's 24%. Normally, most of this country, the top 10 is below 10%. So we need to increase our LPI and bring the GDP cost in logistic down. So what is this LPI, Logistic Performance Index? So this is actually how the industry standard measure how we handle logistic. Example, like a delivery package, right? How long does it take for the package to drive door to door? How efficiency we're doing it? And the cost as well, right? This involves the cost as well. So how are we gonna bring this number down while the logistic industry keep growing, right? So one of the way, obviously, we want to use technology and innovation, right? We need to stop using pen and papers in most of logistic company, or at the most, a lot of logistic company now still using Excel and CSV, right? Because the efficiency is low when using pen and paper, and then the human errors is also very high. And on top of that, if you've seen it, as mentioned, especially with the penetration and the growing of e-commerce in Indonesia. In Indonesia now, the penetration of e-commerce is around 6%, and this number going to increase. According to the analytic and statistic, this number going to increase to around 20%. Based on China, the number reaching 24% now. So e-commerce will have potential growth 4 times at the minimum, right? And then what does that mean? So does that mean like the package is going to grow as well? Because the package, roughly now we have 5 to 6 million per year. In China, they have 170 million package now. So this package number going to grow as well, at least 6 times. And then if we don't start innovation and improving our LPI and GDP cost in logistics, this is going to cost us a lot. And yeah, we want to save this our country and all our people money, $100 billion per year. So this is where we start, right? When we see it back in 2015, a lot of lack of infrastructure, almost zero infrastructure in technology, mostly manual paperwork, almost zero visibility, pricing SLA. If people want to send items or buy items online, a lot of people probably worry and do not want to do it because there is no pickup. If the item is lost, it's very tedious to claim it, or probably you can't claim it, right? And the customer support also very bad. And yeah, the software all decentralized and almost the existence. So this is where we kind of all the challenge that Shipper face, and then Shipper tried to address all this issue and segmented the customers into 3 big segments of customers that we found. Why we do that? So we can easily build the capability for each of these customers, right? We can see there's a smaller customers where they have difficulty to see all the logistic providers pricing, SLA, and differentiation between them, and then so they can have freedom to choose which logistic provider that best suit them. And then we also have medium customers where their online business start to grow. They start to have their own warehouse, but they're inexperienced and they have a managing efficiency and from operation issue, in the warehouse, and they don't know their inventory data very well. So there's sometimes overstock some item and low stock on some items. And the bigger one is the bigger issue where they want to scale, right? They want to expand their warehouse in another state in the nation. And they want to integrate with omnichannel, expand to a different omni marketplace easily. This is where we see all the problem and challenge for each different market segments, right? And in 2016, that's actually where Shipper began. This is where our CEO, Budi and Phil, starting from Budi first, he see all this issue that coming from his own example as well, as he tried to help his friend college business that's selling online. And then, so we start with the business first time in 2016. We start with the 3PL aggregator business. So we partner with a lot of major players like JNE, JNT, Secepat, Antaraja, Paxel, and so on the list to build the 3PL aggregator where people can easily want to ship from point A to point B. Using our website, they can see the pricing comparison, the SLA clearly, and then they can have a freedom to choose which one work for them, right? And then as the company grow, in 2019, we start acquiring a company, Pakde. Pakde is very specialized in warehousing and fulfillment. So we start with 4 warehouses, and we also onboard like 5 enterprise partners, right? And then the company keep growing again, and then in 2020, early 2020, we acquire a company called Porters, right? They have 22 warehouse and then over 20 enterprise client. And then soon after that, we keep growing. We raise a Series A funding. And then until today, we are on Series B funding, right? We just recently raised a Series B funding. So now we operate in 35 cities. We have 150 enterprise client. We have 500 fleet, over 500,000 square meters of warehouse to choose across these 35 cities. And we have almost 2,000 employees, right? And then below is our investor, right? There is DST, Sequoia, Crosus, Insignia, and Y Combinator, especially, and Lightspeed, and also AC Adventures. Okay, so this is, as we summarized before with the pain point, and then we try to segment it and build the service that meet our customer, to solve our customer problems, right? So number one is from warehouse, and then we also do line haul, and then last mile delivery, like you said, is part of the 3PL aggregators. And then we also do cross borders. And obviously all of these support by technology and analytics. We use technology, and then we also, we collect all the data, and we will build the analytics to help this customer further, right? And then obviously the most important, physical network as well, to link all of this warehouse and all this logistic. This is a couple product that I like to mention that we built from the start, right? So we have an order management system, we call it OMS. And then this OMS is linked with all this marketplace like Lazada, Shopee, Tokopedia, right? And then we also using warehouse management system in all our warehouse. So our warehouse, there's an inbound outbound inventory. You can view it all in real time, right? And then we're also going to build analytics that help our customer that give report predictive analysis, like which stock is selling good. And then they're also help them predict, like when there's an event, how much stock they need to put it in to make sure they have the right inventory balance, right? And then in the 3PL aggregator, we invest a lot in building the aggregator business where they can just stop in shipper and be able to have a great selection of all the major 3PL in Indonesia. And then we also have TMS and driver app in all our vehicles and partner vehicles. So we know when is the data, when they deliver the goods, they pick up the items, where the item is. And obviously the big one of vendor integrations, right? So we have open API that available for our 3PL aggregator and fulfillment service that everybody can use it. And then all of this is built in the cloud, and we have a single sign-on API key, and yeah, and then we still keep building. So not all of this still keep improving, right? By month by month and sprint by sprint, we're releasing features to build this ecosystem to help the customers. Okay, so just want to highlight as well, we have integration that we done with Swift, with ICUBE and SIRCLO. And so far with all the Swift delivery is using a shipper aggregator service, right? And so far we are so happy. We have been able to help over 100 merchants through Swift. And then some of the name here, as you can see, there's Belanja Dapur, Logo Jeans, DataScript, WRP, right? Locitane, Guardian. Yeah, I didn't put all the list here, but as you can see, this is some of the merchant, customer that we've been able to help, and we are very happy with it. And I just want to highlight as well in here some of our flagship warehouse that we just launched, right? You have 54,000 square meters, right? And this is just last week, we've been deploying the latest WMS into this warehouse, right? So the scaling, the inbound, the outbound, everything now is in the cloud. I can easily scale the inbound and outbound in this warehouse. And then if any of you interested to visit, we're quite open for you to visit our warehouse and to see. And then we also accept any package delivery type, right? All package from small package, big package, you know, same-day delivery, appointment-based delivery, regular delivery. We process over 100,000 package every day. And then on the peak season, we process almost 500,000 package per day, right? And this is, we want to share, there's we currently operate over 35 cities, and then there is over 200 warehouse and 580,000 square meters. We also provide logistics solution for every industry, from customers goods, retail, electronics and technology, manufacturing, oil, and energy. This is the end of my presentation, and thank you for everyone for listening. And if anyone you know, interested or need help, please do not hesitate to contact me directly, or you know, contact our partnership team. Yeah, and then if anyone have question, I'm open for question.
All right. Thank you, Agus, for this good presentation. Such an open eye opener. Sorry, bad word on that. While waiting for the Q&A from the audience, why don't we have a quick chat? I mean, what is the biggest challenge? I think. I mean, in the Indonesia, to penetrate the beyond the bigger metropolitan city, right? I mean, is it the actual infrastructure is not there, or is more geopolitics between the area, or what is it for? I mean, the hardest part for you guys when you guys expanding throughout Indonesia?
I think the biggest challenge is a bit of combination, right? Some maybe the way they works, right? People, I think, get used to the way they work before using pen and papers. And then when you start to tell them, like, first time is like, hey, you need to use the system, you create the order through website. That's probably hard, but it's not impossible. But normally once they try it, they never go back, right, to use pen and paper. Because a lot of them is like, hey, I have a package, 100 package. Can you just pick it up? They use WhatsApp, right? They love WhatsApp. And then we even try to put WhatsApp integration to our system to make it easier. But obviously, I think the challenge is that, and then as long as you give them a better education and understanding, the pro and the benefit, I think that works, right? Because in the end, we can tell them, right, if you keep using pen and papers, the error rate is so high, right? The human errors, you can't prevent it, right? It could happen. And then now maybe it's fine, but once your package is grow by 2-3 times, you already panic. Right.
Yes, of course. Especially after the pandemic, I think it's just like multiplied so many times, right? I mean, the shipping volume, it's definitely a very, very huge challenge for you guys to keep up.
Yes. The most challenge, especially if you move in the B2C, is the sales events, right? The sales event, the 88, 99, 12 is a big one.
And it seems like they keep adding, right? I mean, after 10, now 99, now 88.
Yeah, now they have I think just like every month now they have a sales event. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, from the cost of the shipping, right? I think we learned that. I remember, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago when I read the comparison of Southeast Asia and stuff like that. Obviously, because of Indonesia, archipelago, and stuff like that. I mean, we are considered one of the most expensive out of our country neighbor as far as the logistic cost for e-commerce. I mean, is that still true, or you see a lot more improvement in the last 2 or 3 years?
Some still we still high, we still can come down, but I think because there is competitor as well, right? If you see it, JNT go in, Cepat go in, so I think it's good. Prices start to coming down, and then on top of that, we also exist, right? That's why, like, for small merchant, we help them negotiate, because you maybe go directly to talk to them, and then you don't have a lot of package, and then they probably give higher price, right? Like, well, before the price is very kind of black market, now the price is very open. And then we try to give all this price that we got back to customers, right?
Got it. That's good to hear that. I think that's more important. I think that's the very important, right, to e-commerce to be able to thrive more. I think the barrier of entry for customer to actually willing to ship the items should be lower and lower. I mean, after.
Yeah, and then when the volume come, I think it can even lower, because I think according to the data, it should grow at least like 4 or 5 times. Right?
Got it. Now, from what you observe, right? I mean, I know obviously Java is still the biggest volume from the shipping volume perspective. I mean, outside Java, what is the second biggest now? I mean, from the trend.
So the biggest after Java is Sumatra and Kalimantan, right? Yeah, 2 areas. Something is still quite rare because the cost, mostly the cost, right? That's why we try to distribute as well, right? Because if the warehouse is already in Surabaya or Kalimantan, and then the shipping cost there should be way
much cheaper. Yeah, because you can just go closest to one.
That's right. So normally when merchant grow, we have the data and the analytic, and then we will advise our merchant, hey, maybe you should start opening the warehouse in Kalimantan, because you have a lot of buyer there, right? It's a win-win situation for you. Where before this is maybe hard for them, because now the warehouse is almost like a cloud warehouse. You can just tell us, hey, if you already have the warehouse, you want it like a couple 100 meters or a couple number of package, and then we can enable you in a couple days, right?
Yeah. This is exactly why we are working with you. I think SIRCLO working out with you guys try to tackle this problem by doing a multi-origin, so make sure that we have the most optimized shipping point to the customer, so that we can push down both the duration time and the cost of the shipping itself.
Yeah, it's been really great partnership. I think you have more from the,
No, thank you. I think you guys doing really good on this.
Logistic and the fulfillment side, yeah.
All right, I don't see any questions, so you are actually good to go, Agus. Well, thank you so much. I know we pulled you last minute yesterday, and I really appreciate you to step into the event, and I hope to see you again soon.
Yeah, all right, thank you so much.
All right, see you, Agus.
See you.